The Nigerian policing program is aimed at assisting the police in achieving its mandate of securing lives and property. It canvasses support for the Nigerian police, especially building the people's confidence towards the police, as well as advocating for community policing. That's not all. The NPP also measures in accountability within the police force, organizes workshops such as anti-human trafficking and basic policing skills, training for officers and men of security agencies such as Nigerian Civil Security and Civil Defense Corps, INEC officials, the PCRC, the FRSC, Nigerian Army, NDLEA, amongst others. That is our focus on Call the Police this week. You will get to know more about the Nigerian Police Program and its stake with the Nigerian Police Force. I am Safia Noma Uche. Welcome to Call the Police. The program returns shortly.
Maintenance of law and order, ensuring security of life and property are the primary responsibilities of the Nigerian police. They operate day and night to ensure that you and I are safe from the stranglehold of hoodlums and social miscreants. This then makes the officers and men of the Nigerian police force your friends. The least you and I can do is to assist them by making security our primary concern. Contribute your own quota. Report suspicious movement promptly to the police. The FCT Police Command beckons on you to assist in its quest to make the Federal Capital Territory crime-free. The time is now.
The time is now indeed. Welcome back. You can watch us now live on NTA Channel 5 Abuja on YouTube or download our app on Play Store. Let's meet our guest, Kemi Okeyodo, the team lead of Nigerian Police Force. You're welcome to the program, ma'am.
Morning.
Morning. How is the program?
Fine. And it's not the team lead of Nigerian Police. It's
Okay.
the team lead for the Nigerian Policing Program.
Nigerian Policing Program. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you.
Noted, ma'am. Okay. I've heard so much about the Nigerian Policing Program, but many people don't. What is the policing program about?
The Nigerian Policing Program is a 2-year program that has been supported by the British High Commission through the UK government through the British High Commission since December 2016. The program is aimed at improving policing service delivery to the average Nigerian, enhancing accountability, and ensuring coordination and coherence among the public safety security actors.
Is it an agency under the Nigerian Police Force?
No,
or, okay,
no.
okay.
It's a program, just as it's tagged. It's a program. And like I said, it's supported by the UK government.
Yes.
So it's definitely not an arm of the Nigerian Police Force.
Okay.
For those that are conversant with the development programs, you'll know that the UK has supported Nigeria on police reform since '99, and we've had various programs. We started with the Access to Justice program, then we went to the Security, Justice and Growth program, then we had the Justice for All program. The Nigerian Policing Program is the 4th program supported by the UK government. However, unlike the other 3 programs that were focused solely on the police, the Nigerian Policing Program is focused on public safety security actors, with the police being the lead. So that's why you find we engage with the police, we're engaging with NSCDC, we engage with the military where they're in the public safety security space, particularly in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's now quickly see a report on the Nigerian Policing Program. The Nigerian Policing Program is funded by the British High Commission to improve the Nigerian Police Force's contribution to the delivery of safety and security for Nigerians in target states. It seeks to improve the effectiveness of public outreach and works with the administrative levels of federal, state, and local governments addressing the identified security problems with interventions to improve service delivery, accountability, and coherence. Nigerian Policing Program works in 4 target states of Borno, Kano, Lagos, and Enugu. With the Federal Capital Territory, it partners the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, Sexual Gender-Based Violence, and Community Safety Partnership for effective policing in the society. Well, that's a brief report to tell you about the activities of the NPP, but I see you in many states. Can you mention some of them?
We're not in many states. We work at the federal level,
Okay.
and at the federal level, at the strategic level, at the headquarters level of the agencies that we work.
Like how many states are you?
We're in the FCT as a territory,
Okay.
and we're in Borno, Adamawa, Yobe.
Okay.
We're also in Kano, Enugu, and Lagos.
That's many. Okay. Now, what are the types of programs you organize for the NPF?
For the NPF, our entry point, I'll first say the way we work, our entry point, Nigerian Policing Program is an issue-based, we adopted an issue-based approach, which means we look at an issue that is pertinent to the quality service delivery of the agency that we're working with. So for the police at the federal level, our entry point was community-based policing. And community-based policing based on the rollout, the executive directive that was given in August 2017 for a national rollout of community policing across the country. Yes. So at the federal level, we engaged with the force headquarters, looking at the community policing framework, looking at the community policing strategy and the guidelines. So we assisted in that level. Within the states, we went down to the states. Like I said, we take an issue-based approach. So when you talk community policing is an approach to policing, and it doesn't exist in the air. You must have something that is being coordinated around. So for example, in Lagos State, the issue that was identified in Lagos State was youth gangsterism and sexual gender-based violence.
Okay.
In Borno, it was IEDs and sexual gender-based violence. In Kano, it was sexual gender-based violence and drugs. You know, so you see different issues that are pertinent to the locality where you want to work. And what we did was to, based on these issues that had been identified, not in silos with the police, but also in consultation with other various stakeholders. And then we set up the community safety partnership platforms. The community safety partnership platforms bring together members of the community, the localized community. There's a rule of thumb that says that policing is not at the federal level, it's not at the strategic level. Policing is at the local level where the rubber hits the road. That's where the impact is made in the lives of the average Nigerian. So we had the community safety partnerships that were set up that brought together members of that local community, their DPO, other policing actors within that space. It could be the non-state or informal policing groups that we sometimes refer to as vigilante groups or neighborhood watch groups, and then PCRC within those space, and NSCDC and other actors that are within the space. So they come together, they discuss the issues that have been identified, the community bring their issues onto the table, the policing actors respond, you know, and then there's a feedback loop.
Like a dialogue.
Like a dialogue. You know, you tell them what you're going to do about the issues and what has to be sorted out, and then you feed it back. I should quickly state that if the dialogues and the platforms are properly coordinated, because it's supposed to be preventive, most of the issues that will be on the table are not issues that the police themselves are supposed to handle.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll give let me give an example. When you're talking youth restiveness or youth gangsterism, the end of the chain is the criminality. The beginning of the change is you have young people that are not gainfully employed. Police is not the educational sector. Police is not the labor market. However, police can engage with the educational sector and engage with other stakeholders to ensure that something is done before it becomes a criminality and then the police come into it. That's the preventive lens of community-based policing.
Okay. In all these days, the issue of concern, has it yielded results?
Yes, I would say and you see the different results in different platforms looking at the states. So for example, when we got into Kano, when we got into Kano, and drugs was, an assessment was carried out 2016, 2017, the drugs issue was identified. However, we found that stakeholders were reluctant to engage on it, for reasons best known to them. When the BBC media documentary was released on the high rates of drugs and the prevalence of drugs issues, and Kano State was targeted, and you had the traditional rulers and other stakeholders making statements around it, it was easier for us to galvanize support around the drugs-related issues.
Okay, we'll now pick a call, please. Let me interrupt you briefly. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, so the line is open. You can call us and make your contributions or suggestions on the program. Today we are discussing the Nigerian policing program. All right, back to you, team lead.
Yeah, and what we noticed was that when the issues touch the lives of the average Nigerian, they are willing to support the process. So Kano, for example, the CSPs in Kano, particularly in Fage and Dala, local government area, have taken a life of its own. So you have the people supporting the process, funding their CSPs, and engaging with the police and the other policing actors. You have testimonies from the divisional police officers saying that they've not had such good engagement, robust engagement with members of the public. In Bornu, in one of the CSPs, based on the engagements that started and the media outreach, we had scenarios where NDLEA made a high seizure based on information from the members of the community. So you see the gap, you know, being breached at this level.
Okay. Now, away from the community to the Nigerian police force, you emphasize on accountability and justice, and in most of your outings. Why is this so?
Because, you know, I'll now link it to community policing. Community policing is a two-way street. When you're talking engagement, you can't talk engagement and wanting to build public trust, and you still have elements within the institution that are violating the rights of the same citizens you're looking at engaging. So the institution must be seen to be responsive and be proactive in dealing with the bad elements within their within the organization. That's one element of it. The second element of it is as per performance, which
is... we have a call. Please let me interrupt you real quick. Hello? Hello? Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. I can hear you, but it's a bit noisy, okay? Please, when you call us, you turn down the volume of your TV set or you move away from your TV set for us to have a clear conversation. All right.
The second element of accountability is on performance, how they manage crime, how they combat crime. And there must be a platform that is not the annual reports and not the periodic parade that we see when people are arrested, but that dialogue and engagement that allows people to know these are the issues we're seeing within your area now, and puts a bit of duty and responsibility, a two-way duty and responsibility. What needs to be done by the members of the community to assist the police and other policing actors, what the community need from the police and the other policing actors to ensure that they get their cooperation. So accountability for us is looking at it from conduct of the officers and men. Then you're looking at performance, which is the management of crime. The final element for us is costs, and that is how are these institutions supported financially. So within on the CSP levels, one of the things we also introduced within this program is the policing plan. So the policing plan at the state level, policing plan at the local level. So what we did with this was to bring same stakeholders together, identify what their policing priorities are, and then you prioritize the priorities, and then you do a resource checklist on what you need to ensure policing the priorities and provide a feedback mechanism to the community.
Okay. It seems community policing is quite effective.
It's effective if it's properly...
What do we do to enhance it?
If it's properly managed and if it's properly implemented, it is effective. First, I should say that state police is not community policing.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
You can have state police and still have a system of policing that is centralized.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
That does not engage with members of the public. Community policing is an approach that allows members of the public engage. Once you have that at the back of your mind, then the next thing you need to be looking at is how do you carry that approach and philosophy across everything the police is doing. Yeah? So it comes as per training. So you need to train and reorientate the officers and men. Two is the engagement, the community engagement. And the beauty in Nigeria is that there are multiple platforms for community engagement. You know.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please. Hello. Good morning. I can hear you. Wow. It seems we have some problem with the lines, this network this morning. Okay. You were saying, you're talking about community, how to enhance community policing.
Yes, and so it's to have that multiple engagement points that allow the community or the society to make inputs into the policing system, and have it in such a way that it also provides for feedback loop and mechanisms. And I was saying that Nigeria has, the beauty in Nigeria is that we have a diverse culture. And because we have a diverse culture, we have existing platforms that allows for the multiple level of engagement. So you could have a scenario where the public relations officers for the police at the different states and zones map out the schools in their territory and go with campaigns, you know. But campaigns based on what? Could it be campaigns based on gangsterism, examination malpractice, sexual gender-based violence, you know, and get into those schools and you engage with the students and have an open dialogue with them. Whatever information you get, you take it back and process it and you use it in further engagement or even looking at your own operations. You look at it through the lens of you have the religious institutions, organizations, you know, how do you engage with them? So Nigeria has multiple levels of engagement. In some states we have the what I call hybrid security agencies or organizations, because you have states that have legislated on having frameworks or platforms that are performing policing duties.
Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Good morning. Morning. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. May we know your name and your location, please?
Okay, I'm Magdalene.
Okay.
And I'm coming from Gariki.
Okay, go ahead, Magdalene.
Okay, please, I want to know, as a member of the FPC, like a resident, how can we help in community policing our environment too? And even if we're interested in helping the police, what way can we be part of your discussion?
Okay. Thank you, Magdalene. Thank you. Okay.
My first response would be to approach your nearest police station, and that would be Garki division. Since you live within the Garki, introduce yourself to your divisional police officer and engage from there. You know, they most likely, Garki has CSPs existing, and they also have police community relations committee. You can engage at the level of the CSPs, find out when the CSPs are having their meetings and attend the CSP meetings. If you live within a locality that's like a residents association, you can organize your residents association to pay a courtesy visit to your DPO, and then the engagement will start. The whole idea is we need to move closer and we need to engage.
Right. Are you getting maximum cooperation from your dealings with the police and PCRC? Okay, we have another call. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Back to my question. Are you getting the maximum cooperation you require from the police and the PCRC?
We have good cooperation. I'll quickly say that we have good cooperation from the police leadership and PCRC. There are times you might have some divisional police officers or DCOs that do not truly understand or appreciate what we're trying to do.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead. Your name and your location.
Yeah, my name is calling from Village.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know why these policemen are still collecting that from that people. I don't know what is going on. Apart from after the government has used their powers and they're still collecting that. I witnessed that they say that policeman.
I think your line is breaking. I can't actually. Okay, but your line is breaking. I can't clearly hear you. But
can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I was witness a day that policeman go up a chairman.
Okay.
Because of that teaching. So I don't actually understand.
Okay.
Yes, police are still demanding for that teaching. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. The police are watching us right now as the program is on, but we'll relay your message to them or your complaint to them. All right. Back to right now we're discussing MPP. Okay. Back to we're talking about the maximum cooperation you get from the PCRC and the NPF.
Yes, I said that maximum cooperation from the leadership, and at times you might get a bit of opposition or resistance from some of the maybe middle cadre junior officers that do not truly appreciate what is being done or what the strategic direction of the country is, where it's moving. So in that case, that's where we say sensitization and continued awareness need to take place, because where you have engagement, you need to understand that we're moving away from a system of regime policing, which means being answerable to only those in authority. You have to be answerable and accountable for those that are taxpayers that are paying the money that is for your salary. So, for example, the last caller that called that had an issue with the 20 naira, bribe. Yes, at Galadima. What really ought to happen is there should be maybe if he or she can access the divisional police officer there, or access the PRO where you have the PCB, the Public Complaints Bureau, fused under the Office of the Public Relations Officer, lodge the complaint. Once there's a trend, they need to look at it and address it.
Do you have any challenges so far? Because I learned that the program is running up in March, this month.
Yes.
Do you have any challenges?
Well, I'll say not
suggestions why the program should be extended.
Well, the program cannot go on forever. Like I said, we've had 3 before this.
Yes.
But the beauty in this program, I dare to say, is the ownership that we've seen with the groups and the platforms we've interfaced with. We tried as much as possible not to set up new platforms. So we worked with existing platforms, reorientating them and building their capacity to know how they can engage. So most of them are properly placed.
Exhibit a flamboyant lifestyle. It gives the wrong signals to the wrong people. See you next week.